Hi everyone, welcome back to So From Home, hosted by me, Nikita Rora, where I interview my classmates studying fashion at Edinburgh College of Art. And today I'm joined by Carmina. So Carmina, do you want to introduce the name of your collection and like 3 to 5 words which you think sum up your collection?
Well, my collection is called Slow Down. It's a collection based in the historical tradition, craftsmanship, and the heritage from a Spanish city, Valencia. And it's a mix of the opulence of that time, the upper class people and the lower class people. I mean, workers and things like that, more or
I'm
less.
so excited
Yeah.
because I went to Valencia when I was at school for a school trip, and
Yes.
it's so beautiful. I love my favorite bit about it was the ice cream, but I, I loved it there
Yeah.
so much. So, do you want to share your screen and then you can start talking us through your project, and then we'll have a conversation after.
I mean, as I said, this comes from Spanish tradition, historical traditions, and how. I mean, I grew up in a small village. Then, and my parent had a strong heritage in farms and things like that. We didn't have farms, but we have lots of animals like horses and things like that. My granddad used to have lots of chicken, rabbits, and a lot of people from the area are working in the fields, like collecting, I don't know, citrus and things like that. And the wealth of the lands made more productive the crops. Then that's like a nice roots that I have from there. And yeah, this is one of the things that is quite important for me, because that is a different way to grow up than now. I mean, I grew up a long time ago, then that's a different way. And that makes me feel more like a countryside person, maybe,
Mm.
than a city person. Then the concept is like, yeah, to bring together the historical influences. I mean, Valencia was like a small city. The silk industry was quite important. The city evolved during the 16th, 17th century, evolved around the manufacturing of the silk. Then, yeah, I mean, the opulence on the shapes and things like that. Obviously, everything evolved. I mean, this is a contemporary fallera dress, and this is a contemporary men's outfit. But that show the opulence of that time. I mean, the silk, the big volumes, the don't know. These garments are like with a lot of layers underneath to keep that volume, and that everything is mixed with or I'm trying to mix both the opulence in one side and the simplicity than the other side, because the people that were going to work into the fields, they were not using like colorful things. The colors were more like neutral tones or maybe black, and the volumes are like contained, you know. And the clothes used to be more like
Practical.
useful, more comfortable. Yeah. And well, this is the upper class aesthetic, and as you can see, opulent, 100%. I mean, laces, silk, lots of colors, lots of volumes. I mean, just to show up. A long time ago, it was like just to show up. I want to show that I have money or I have this position, you know.
Mm.
And here in the other side, they were like more simple clothes, more comfortable, more, don't know, daily clothes, because they obviously they were going to the fields. I mean, dirty clothes, neutral tones. The fabrics obviously were, don't know, cotton and things like that, cheapest clothes and wool and things like that. And in Valencia as well, a part of the silk, it was like lots of factories. Then they were producing like wool, cotton, and things like that. Obviously, all of this disappeared. But yeah, my project, I'm trying to work on that fabrics. I'm using silk, but not that opulent silk. But I'm using 100% silk. I mean, sustainable materials and things like that. And a part of that, I was introducing like wool or leather. I mean, vegan leather and yeah. And sustainability is a don't know, a big part of this project. At some point, it was so difficult to research about because long time I wanted to make or to keep everything local, and because of this lockdown during the summer, I couldn't go to visit different factories, or I couldn't do the research that I expected. I wanted to go to Valencia and I wanted to research about if they still have factories that are working with wool or with linen or with cotton, but that was not possible. And researching through internet, I couldn't find much things then. But yeah, the thing is to keep, for me, it was to keep my garments as compostable as possible. I mean, non-chemical dyes, 100%, if it was wool, 100% wool, or, you know, yeah. This is more or less the fabrics that I'm using. I'm using wool, I mean, 100% virgin wool with non-chemical dyes, and the colors are quite amazing, and this company is quite nice. The organic silk, 100% silk. I mean, rhubarb leather. Between the leathers that I ordered at the end, I thought rhubarb leather was a nice option, and it looks so nice.
That's so
And
cool, rhubarb leather.
I will show you. Yeah, and they have lots of colors and lots of textures, and this is not as shiny as the normal leather. I mean, this has not the shiny, and it's quite nice. And I'm using Esparto Grass because in Spain, well, in my area, it was so typical, and well, I will I will speak about Esparto. This is an architectural influences from a building in Valencia, and was like the market when and during the 17th, 18th, and 17th and 18th century, everything happened there. I mean, this was the palm tree room where everything happened. They exchange their products on that room, and it was the Valencian market, and it's really good. And I'm being inspired by that to do some kind of top stitching on the leather. Yeah, well, I've been there, and it looks better than the picture. I mean, when you are there, you can feel that this is like a palm tree, and the columns and how they join the roof and the columns is so nice. At that time, when because Valencia was one of the main city, they were manufacturing silk for most of it. I mean, all Europe, but that was for like a century. After that, I don't know, the Chinese silk or Italian silk, they were selling more than Valencia. Then Valencia was like going back. I mean, was going down. The government of Valencia, they have restrictions to keep their traditions and their way to make silk, and other countries they were introducing the different ways to make it and mixing them with different materials, and Valencia at the end lost I mean, they were not selling that, and they were not getting that amount of money. They were changing to other things at the end. And the horse equipment is another important side of the project. I mean, is the truth is that horses have played an important role, not just in the fields. I mean, they didn't have money to have cars and things like that. And at the end, it was your transport. It was, I don't know, your help, because they were not. There were no machines to help you in the fields and things like that. And yeah, for example, I'm introducing the horse equipment into, I don't know, like buttons or the use of the leather. All of the complements on the horses were made from leather or esparto. I mean, and yeah, straps, ropes. And the esparto, yeah, was mainly used for ropes and things like that. But as you can see, esparto was used in most of the things, maybe more than leather. Then the thing was, at the last year when I finished the course, I thought, okay, or well, before last year, I mean, more than a year ago, before the pandemic, I was thinking, well, when I will go to Spain during the summer, I can visit, don't know, people who is working with esparto, and they can teach me something, how to work with esparto, because this is just like fibers, like a grass that you are collecting from the field. And because of COVID things, I mean, I couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
Then at the beginning of this course, I bought some esparto from Valencia, and well, I was trying to work with the esparto and things like that, and it was not working. Then I realized I have a friend, and he told me, well, you need to put esparto 21 days on water. After that, you need to dry the esparto, and after that, you need to smash it to break the fibers.
Oh
And after that, you can start to work with the esparto. Then I tried that. And of course, it was not working. Then in the meantime, I was contacting people, I mean, people who knows about esparto. And yeah, I found a girl. She's living in Valencia. And she is an esparto artisan. And I had a few meetings with her, and yeah, she said, yeah, I think it's a good experience. I mean, because we are using esparto in different tools or different things, but I never thought about esparto like as a garment, as a part of a garment. Obviously, I'm not. I mean, I will need long time, or she will need long time to make a full garment on esparto. I have another collaboration with another girl, and she makes shoes from jute and hemp, jute sole and hemp. And yeah, I was talking with her as well, and yeah, I mean, these shoes are based in like typical Valencian shoes, something like this. This is Esparto, but in this case, they are using like jute sole.
Oh my goodness. That's so cool. I love the sole as well.
Yeah.
So that's the spot. How do you say it? What is it? Spot.
No, this is hemp, and this is jute.
Oh wow.
And yeah, obviously I'm working on them, and this will become like maybe a small boot or something like that. I'm going to add my fabrics.
Did
And
you
this
do
is
that?
No, I didn't.
That's the collaboration with the girl.
This is another collaboration with another artisan, and this is a similar, different different
So
soul. Yeah, but it's same material.
so much detail. Like I even thought down to the sole, how cool the soles are. Yeah, those are cool. And so you're gonna add your own fabrics in there.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna add my fabrics and things like that. This is not the wool that I'm gonna use, but I mean this is not the color, but it's this kind of wool that I'm gonna
Nice.
use.
Have you got any pictures of your outfits?
This is one of my toiles. This is the first outfit. It's a coat. This is a coat, and yeah, it should have. This is a mixed. I'm gonna mix the wool with the leather. Then the top part, the shoulders and the yoke, the front yoke and things like that, and the long strap that is coming down. This is gonna be leather, and the rest of it is gonna be wool, like a mustard wool, and the leather is this one.
Oh, that's so nice.
This is the rhubarb leather. It's a bit thick, but this is the rhubarb leather, and this is the right side.
I quite like it because it isn't shiny. Like I like quite matte leather.
Yeah. This is matte. Yeah.
I love this design development because you can see it's the combination between the upper class and the lower class that you were talking about. Like it's perfect and it goes together really well.
Yeah. The thing is, I'm a quite ready to wear designer, and I cannot think in, don't know. I'm quite simple designing, then I'm not thinking about things that I cannot wear or I won't like to wear. And yeah, this is like a normal coat where it has different panels in the yoke. But yeah, the volume is just from the hips. Inspired by the volumes that are coming from the waist in the upper class. And in this case, it's coming from the hip. I mean, changing a little bit where the volume is starting.
I always think that it's you know how you've done it just below the hip and then you've got the belt there. I just feel like that's so much more flattering of a woman's figure to have it drop down like that and then you still pull in the waist. I think that's really beautiful.
Yeah, I quite like. I mean, I'm not trying to empower women because I think women are powerful anyway. You
Yes,
know,
you are.
doesn't matter what kind of clothes are you wearing or not.
Mhm.
But yeah, sometimes it's like, yeah, I like oversized things, but it should be fitted at some point. And yeah, this is quite fitted to the waist, and the volume is coming just from the hip. Yeah,
I like.
this is look one,
Okay.
and will it be something like that? Well,
Nice.
now it's changed. The front is changed. I'm not gonna have these straps and things like that. It's gonna be more like this one.
Oh, I love it.
This is outfit too. I mean,
It's like
this,
that's you, isn't it? Yes, work it.
yeah, that's me. I'm closed at home. I mean, I don't have any models. That's me and my shoes and my socks, yeah, and my garden.
I love
I
those
mean,
trousers.
the trousers. I mean, the trousers. The thing is, obviously, because of the COVID, we cannot go to uni, and I mean, I'm not going to be able to sew in the or to use the leather sewing machine.
Oh, yeah.
Then I needed to simplify everything because I had like in the from the waist to the hips, I had like different panels, and that was not gonna work because this leather is a bit thick. Then I needed to simplify the trousers, I mean, as simple as possible, and this is more or less the result. And as we were talking before, these are the stitches that I was saying to you, like to use stitches as an embellishment. This is gonna be, this is not just going to be on the small volumes. This is going to be up, I mean, from this volume to the hip.
That's really cool. It kind of looks like a combination of shorts and trousers, which I quite like. And it's nice that it accentuates the hips in the right place. Like you've put it in the perfect place to make it flattering as well. And I think for you, you've said it's really important to work on a real figure rather than just like your average model size. And I think it shows that you've actually thought to complement a real body that most of us would be, rather than just like the slimmer model size, which most things look good on.
Yeah, I mean, when I'm imagining, when I'm designing a garment or I'm imagining my garments into somebody, I mean, I'm most of the times thinking about normal people. I mean, doesn't matter if you are if you are wearing a size 10, 12, I mean, no, obviously, I mean, I prefer this like kind of big silhouette. I mean, I quite like a big silhouette. I mean, meat, you know, and
To hold on to,
yeah, that makes me feel like more excited about the garment that they are wearing.
Yeah.
And yeah, obviously the trousers are not super fitted, but I fitted from the waist to the hip. And in this outfit, the top part is oversized. I mean, just oversized, like a butt sleeve, simple shape with different panels, and it's gonna be silk. Yeah. This is outfit 3. I mean, everything started as a waistcoat. I mean, this should be a waistcoat, trousers, waistcoat, and shirt. And everything changed. This is going to have as well this is going to have a part of Esparto as well. Then this is not a waistcoat anymore. This is a dress. Then it's going to be a dress with different frills and things like that. Yeah, different frills, long dress. This is going to be this size, the top sleeve, the small top sleeve, and the front size and the back size are going to be in Esparto. I mean,
that's very cool.
This is going to be in Esparto, and this is going to be in Esparto, and the belt is going to be in Esparto. The rest of it is going to be wool.
I'm really excited to see how the fabrics all come together.
Well, these are the first drawings that I made for, this is look for the jacket. Then originally these top sleeves, I was thinking on Esparto. This is the first thing that I thought, this is going to be Esparto. And as I said to you, these were pleats, that we cannot make pleats on Esparto. Yeah. And at the end, it's going to be something like that. Look, one is going to be like a jacket really with cool. a
open back.
Yoke, yeah. And this is going to be, it's a short jacket, and this is the Esparto sleeve. I mean, it will look like something like that.
And is it going with trousers, or is that skirt or trousers?
No, it's a skirt. It's that skirt, yeah. It's a skirt made on wool again. This outfit is full outfit on wool. I mean, the jacket is going to be navy wool, and the skirt is going to be navy wool as well.
Oh my gosh, that's really elegant.
This is a toile from my skirt. This is how it's looking.
Oh, it looks so good.
It will be shorter at the front.
Well, I know you've said your stuff's more, you'd see yourself as more high street, but then earlier we were talking about where on the high street you see yourself. Why do you see yourself as a high street designer, and where in the high street? Because I see you as like, if you are saying high street, I would see you as like the top end of high street because of the fabrics and like even the cutting you've done and like the detail you've put in, you wouldn't find on like the average high street. So.
Well, it's quite a ready to wear luxury. I mean, it's this kind of luxury that is not don't know, when I'm talking about luxury, I'm talking about these refined fabrics and handmade pieces and things like that. But yeah, I mean, when I'm thinking, for example, about this skirt, I'm thinking that you can wear that skirt in different ways. I
Mm.
mean, you can wear that skirt with nice shoes, high heels, and to
Boots.
go to a party. But in the other hand, you can wear this skirt with, I don't know, nice boot or nice boots or something like that, more like for a daily life.
Some
You know.
people are like, as in like, if my mum I know would wear that skirt, and she probably wear it with like white trainers, and it would look really cool, like in a shirt would look really
Yeah,
cool. That's
yeah,
the
yeah,
thing. Your pieces are kind of pieces for life, like longevity, and they're lasting pieces and timeless, which I think is really beautiful, because I think a lot of us, I know with me, when I design, I can't, I don't know if it's timeless, but your stuff is like classic and timeless, which that seems really important to you.
well, at the end, I don't know, as a designer, you are designing things that more you like, no, or things that at some point represents yourself. And yeah, I quite like simple things, but I think when you are designing a simple thing, it's more complicated than to
100%.
design like a opulent thing, because don't know, simplicity in a garment, and you need to, don't know, you need to design something different at some point. I
Yeah.
mean, it can be something different, but just a seam or just a frill or just something subtle can be the difference, and that takes time. I mean,
Simplicity, you are right. It is harder, because also, don't, like, when you're doing something simple, it means more people are focused on each detail, whereas if there's loads of things going on, you're like, oh wow, wow, and your eyes are everywhere. Whereas if it's simple, you're amazed by that one thing, but you start looking at like the tailoring and the seams and the fit, and everything has to be really perfect almost.
yeah, no, no, don't know how I can describe myself as a designer. I mean, I'm thinking about ready to wear, definitely. And at some point, yeah, if you want to say luxury, I'm not that kind of high end luxury, but yeah, I mean, just for me, I'm designing garments wearable in a different ways, no?
Yeah.
As I said, high heels can look, you can look like you can go to a party, but with trainers, you can go to work.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
I was
And yeah,
saying to you earlier, it's like, when some people buy loads of things, yours would be like, I'm buying one beautiful thing that I can wear in so many different ways. So you could, like you said, you could wear it with a shirt, or like you could wear it with a t-shirt, or you could wear it with a smaller top, and it would look like a different outfit, but it's a timeless piece to have in your wardrobe, rather than one of those items that loads of people are going to buy loads of different things. It's like one thing, and that in itself is more sustainable. By doing classic timeless pieces, you've thought about sustainability beyond your fabric choice, which is important.
yeah. And I remember when I was young, my grandma used to do a lot of knitting. Then he was making, I don't know, a small cardigan or don't know, a big scarf and things like that. And I just have them. I mean, I have them and I use them. And we, as a consumers, we are going to a shop and we are buying 5 t-shirts, and at the end, we don't care about that t-shirts.
Yeah.
But if you are going to a shop and you are going just buy one or two t-shirts per, I don't know, per season, you are wearing them, and you know that this is more expensive because this is sustainable, because blah blah blah. But at the end, you are appreciating more your clothes. I mean, clothes are not things that you can throw away or don't know. I've got friends that they were going to big retailers, they were buying lots of clothes. And at the end of, don't know, it was summer. And at the end of the summer, they didn't even wear that clothes. And I was asking them why. No, because I went there, I liked that. And it was cheap. Yeah, that's the reason. I mean, you are not appreciating that things. And in the other hand, when you are, it's like when you are buying handmade things, or don't know, a picture, don't know, lots of things. If we lost that sense of handmade, and we lost that, and it's more significant if you are buying a don't know, a garment made for somebody, and you know that this is like sustainable, and obviously it's expensive. I mean, you cannot buy four, you need to buy one, but you will appreciate more that one than the four ones that you bought 1 week before.
I agree with you. I agree with you. My mum always says, like, she said, like, she goes, you're older now. She was like, you don't need to, like, there's no need to buy lots of things like that you're going to throw away. She was like, I'd rather you bought one beautiful thing and not as often, and build your closet up so that it's like one beautiful thing after. And you have your basics, obviously. So you have your basic t-shirt or your basic vest top or basic shirt or whatever. But she was like, it's important because, like you said, you don't want to just buy clothes to throw away. And also another designer who's like that is Dries Van Noten. So he designs like really beautiful classic pieces. And one thing, I was researching him, and he said that in his catwalks, he doesn't have Instagram influencers, and he doesn't like all that like like videoing everything, because he said, he goes, that's just more there for people who want to jump on trends or hype, and that dies within a second doing something like hype. Where he was like, I want people who are there because they love fashion and they love to wear pieces that are going to be there forever, rather than like, oh, that's in fashion now, on to the next thing.
Yeah, that's true. And there is a Spanish brand. Well, now I think now they are working in Germany, and they are based in Germany. There is a Spanish brand. It's called Scanfunk, and they started from the north, in the north of Spain, and they are sustainable. And in their shops, most of the times you can see the primary materials that they are using to make the clothes. I mean, if it's wool, you can see that wool before to become a fabric. And that's so amazing, because they had I don't know, plastic bottles, I mean, coats made from plastic bottles, and blah blah blah. And it's so amazing. I mean, it's more expensive, but I mean, I bought a few things from there, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
And the garments are like more timeless. Yeah, this is not like fashion trends. I mean, it's not luxury. This brand is not luxury, but yeah, I mean, the prices are adequate to the fabrics as well. Expensive fabrics, more higher prices, but yeah.
You also, obviously your inspirations come from where you're from, so Valencia, like obviously your childhood. Did you move to Edinburgh? When did you move to Edinburgh, actually?
I moved to Edinburgh 8 years ago now.
Oh, so,
Well, not in summer 8 years ago.
so before then you'd been in Valencia the whole time, hadn't you? So
Mhm.
obviously that's like a massive part of your identity. And did you know this whole time you wanted to base your final year collection on your heritage and your culture in Valencia? Or
No, I didn't know. I thought, well, I can do a few things about, I mean, I thought maybe I can use, at the beginning, I don't know, 2 years ago, I was thinking, well, maybe I can use these silk fabrics to make, I don't know, garments and things like that. Uh, but yeah, after the lockdown, I thought, I miss my city. I miss my country. I mean, it's difficult to live in a country that is not your country. In Scotland, yesterday was snowing, and don't know, the language, the people, everything is different. It's completely the opposite.
Yeah, the cultures
And
are so different, aren't they? Because Valencia, everyone's a lot like a lot more, even just Spain, people are a lot more direct with how they speak and like
yeah,
upfront. My dad,
yeah,
like, yeah, when I work with my dad, we've gone to Spain a few times, and I love going to Spain because everyone just like says it how it is and more. And you're like that. You're quite to the point, which I like. Whereas in the
yeah,
UK, we're a bit more like,
yeah. No, at some point I'm lost because when you are asking somebody, I don't know, do you like that? And they are thinking, well, yeah, it's nice, but maybe maybe that means you don't like that. Then why are you saying yes? Why? That's what I'm asking to myself. Because at the beginning I was thinking, when I arrived here, my friends, they are 25 years living here, and they were, you should be more polite. And I was like, I'm not being rude. I'm not being rude. I don't want to be rude. If I'm saying I don't like, I don't want to be rude, you know?
that's
I don't
why,
like,
yeah,
we can try to find a solution to that if I don't like, or if, you know. And she
yeah.
was saying, yeah, you are being rude. Here, they are not saying, no, no, I don't like that. And with this like strong character and things like that. And I was like, well, I'm not
It's
from
just
here. I'm
different
Spanish.
cultures, isn't it? Yeah, no, because when I want to know, like, if I want to know, oh, does someone like this? I've asked Carmina before, and she'd be like, yeah, I like that, I like that, I don't like that, and I'll be like, oh, okay, cool, thank you. But some people will be like, I can't believe she just said that. But I like it. I think it's good. Also, it just means you're a lot more, you know, where you stand with that kind of character. It's like you don't beat around the bush, or you're some people just, I'd rather someone was upfront and to my face than pretending, because that's worse to pretend than to just be how you are, which is straight down the barrel kind of thing. um I
I
think,
think that at some point that is not helping me.
yes, I agree with you.
I
I
mean, it's
agree.
not helping at all because don't know. I had few moments that when you are talking with somebody, you are saying, I shouldn't say no. I should be more polite, as my friend said to me, you
Oh,
know.
I've heard
But
you try and do that.
one of the first things that my friend teach me was like the expression like hold your horses. And I was like, hold your horses? Yeah, you need to hold your horses. And I was like, I'm not doing anything wrong. But I'm like, we are more like going and we will see what happened. We are just going and we will see what happened, no?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So obviously being in lockdown's been really difficult for you personally, and as a designer, obviously you must be missing home and you haven't been able to. And I don't think any of us from our class have been in the same situation you have at all. So how have you found lockdown as like Carmina, and also as Carmina, a designer? Because you've got challenges on both sides.
As Carmina, as a person, it was quite difficult time. I mean, I'm living with a person, is a high risk person, and we've been locked, I mean, at home during 4 months, not going anywhere, just going for a walk with the dog like 15 minutes per day or 20 minutes per day, and that's it. And that was hard. And when you have your family like long or far away, and you cannot touch them, you cannot feel them, I mean, that is, don't know, I was anxious at that time.
It's not the
After,
same talking to them through the phone. It's not the same as to like being there, and then even being told no, you can't go and see them makes it so much worse, because when you start to feel down, you're like, well, I can't go and maybe go and see my mom, or I can't see whoever you feel more comfortable with in Spain. So so it must be so
yeah,
difficult.
the thing is, if you are living here, like I'm being living here like 8 years, then it's okay because at some point you can book, or you can, yeah, you can book, or you can buy a ticket for the plane. You can go there, and maybe in 4 hours I'm there.
Yeah.
The thing is, when you can't do that,
Yeah.
because there are no planes and you should stay at home. And your family is saying, yeah, everything is okay on here, and blah, blah, blah. But at some point, uh, you are not okay, but you are saying to them, you are okay. And you are thinking that they are doing the same. They are saying to you, no, we are okay, but they are not, you
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
But you cannot see that through the phone or through the screen.
And no one
And yeah,
wants, yeah, no one wants anyone to worry about each other, do they? So you just say, oh, I'm okay, but you're not always okay.
yeah, that's the thing. And at some point, it was my brother is living in Italy, and my brother had the COVID. And after my 15 days, my parents had the COVID. Then, I mean, I was like just trying not to think, because I was seeing them obviously, and I saw that they were okay, and
Yeah.
thankfully they were okay. And the COVID was, don't know, nothing, was nothing. But at the end, you are worried,
Of
you know.
course, yeah. When you hear
Cannot, you
it, yeah,
you
of course.
cannot feel other things. You are feeling, I mean, and I cannot go there. I mean, I cannot move from here. There is not the same day. If you are in Spain, you can take your car and you can drive. There are restrictions, but you can drive. And obviously I cannot touch them, but I can go there and I can see them on the street, you
Yes,
know.
they're outside. Yeah, exactly.
Different feeling.
And also,
And
it's like, yeah, there's not been an illness like this before in our time where you can't physically go and sit in that room. And it's like it's so isolating. And obviously, you're living with someone who is vulnerable, which again is like it's really difficult because you want to be there for that person. Obviously, you love them and care about them so much, but then at the same in the same breath, you're like you have to stay at home, and staying in the same four walls this whole time without much communication is difficult. And then on top of it, our degree is a pressurizing degree. So mentally, it's a lot. And like, not a lot of people are in your position. And so I don't think it's like it must be frustrating when people are saying, oh, we find it so hard, but then they're still going to see their friends or going to do things when you're like, I can't.
yeah, it's like my family. I mean, I don't need to go so far. I mean, that far. My family, my brother, my parents, they are saying, "Oh, this is being stressful and blah blah blah," and I'm keeping saying to them, "You are lucky. I mean, because you are in a country when the sun is shining every day, when you can go out. I mean, you can go out for a walk. You are visiting my auntie. You are seeing your friends. I mean, you are not hugging them, you are keeping the distance, but you are going out.
Yeah.
But I've been a year locked at home. I mean, I was not seeing my friends at all. I mean, we used to go on Fridays, we used to go to my friend's house to have dinner. And
Yeah.
that dinner is through Zoom, you know? I mean, every Friday we are meeting, uh, I mean, in front of the screen. And they are living like 10 minutes from here, but I cannot go and see them. I didn't go into their houses in more than a year. I mean, I didn't touch them. I don't know. I saw them a couple of weeks ago. We went for a walk and we went there and in the garden. But when there is nice weather, if here the weather is not the best thing,
Yeah,
you
it's
know.
definitely not
And
at
at the end,
all.
that pressure, yeah, that pressure. I mean, I was saying to my partner, I mean, that day that we went just to have, I don't know, a beer or something like that with my friends. I mean, that's so fresh air. I mean, I can breathe. I mean, I was speaking with somebody and it was not you, you know?
Yeah, yeah, that you're so right. Because when you're living, like I was saying to my mum and dad, I've been living at home since December, and it's like when you're, I quite like my own space, and it's been fun because my brother's 14, so it's like I'm like act like a child with him. But my mum sometimes says, I don't know who's younger, you or him, when we act, but. It's like I said, my dad has been able to go into work every day. And I said, for you, it's not as bad because you're still having conversations with people outside our family. But I'm asthmatic. And we've had things going on. So I've stayed at home and I've not seen anyone. But it's completely different to yours. That I couldn't imagine being in your position at all. But if I'm finding that hard, or being like, oh, you can't really see anyone. I can't even imagine how you're feeling, because yours is like an actual plane journey away. So I think people need to like, yeah, as in I know people understand, but I think hearing it from you yourself, people need to maybe sometimes like put it into perspective, but how much some other people are having to sacrifice.
But at some point, we are lucky. I mean, for example, in Spain, a lot of people lost their jobs.
Yeah, I
you
know.
And they are not that locked as me, but they have no jobs. I mean, now what is going to happen?
And
And
Brexit at the same time.
at the end, I'm lucky because my partner could work from home, because I could work from home, and we were like healthy,
Yeah,
because
exactly.
I know people that died with the COVID.
Yeah, we do.
They were
Yeah.
healthy people. And at the end, yeah, I was just trying to protect myself and himself, you know. I was protecting him and I was protecting me as a person.
Yeah, it is.
Then
It's like you're so right. It's like we're doing stuff, and then like, yeah, at the same time of COVID happening, obviously Brexit was happening, but there wasn't any much news about Brexit, because obviously it was COVID every day, and we weren't understanding the repercussions of Brexit. And I've seen it with my dad's business, for example, is being affected by Brexit, and his industry is being really heavily affected by Brexit. And then you see, people, like you said, are losing their jobs, and then your people are feeling depressed from being inside from COVID, obviously, and things like anxiety, and you're going through depression and you're going through illness. And then on top of that, some people are losing their jobs because of Brexit and because of COVID. So it's like, yeah, it's a lot thrown at everyone.
yeah, lots of things happening at the same time. I mean, it was like, now what?
Yeah,
Now what?
exactly.
But well, I mean, I, I hope everything is gonna be good as
Yeah.
soon as possible.
Well, okay, so we know obviously personally, but as a designer, you've explained through showing your research what the difficulties were. Like, you had all these exciting things that you wanted to do. Like, you wanted to go to Valencia, you wanted to learn how to make the some of the fabrics, you wanted to source the fabrics, but you've still, out of all that, managed to stay true to some of the things that you really wanted to achieve. So that's a positive in itself, that you've managed to work your way round of it. Were there any positives in COVID that you found, like working from home for you?
I mean, it's a different way to work. I mean, you are alone, you can think, like this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, but at the end, nothing is like, don't know, at the beginning I wanted to do lots of things for the restrictions and things like that. I couldn't, and at the end I was thinking, I don't know, I would like to make my own fabrics,
Mhm.
but it's impossible. Then I'm going to do things that I will do as a normal designer. I'm going to try to research different fabrics. I'm going to try to research different materials and try and play and see how it can work on my collection.
Mhm.
And don't know, inspirationally, I mean, yeah, I was missing this contact with other people. I mean, yeah, um, uh, I think every designers in every fields, they, as a designers, we need some inspiration
I
from a
agree.
chair, from a tree, from somebody, I don't know. And a simple sentence can make you like these clicks that are happening in our brains. And
Mhm.
I needed that, at some point I needed to show somebody, do you like this or this? Because sometimes teachers, obviously some teachers are helping, but it's not your classmate. Your classmate knows you better than other people at some point. Then
Yeah.
maybe just or your friend, a simple question, I like that. And if if you like that, if I'm doing this on that, oh, it will be better. Then that's an idea. And this is a starting point. And
Yeah.
we won't be, I mean, we were not able to do that.
It really made you go off your own, like for all of us, it made us go off our own opinion, and we had to kind of just trust ourselves in that way. And it's difficult to trust yourself completely, but you've
that,
trusted,
that
yeah,
that makes you feel, I mean, this kind of anxiety, you know,
yeah,
because you are, because but I think that's life. You are thinking, whoa, this is gonna be amazing, you know, but at some point you are like doubting, is it gonna be amazing or not?
I
You
know,
know, you need to share that with somebody. I mean, is this gonna work or is this not going to work? I mean, and that is time. And
yeah,
at the end, time is super important, because at the beginning I was working, and I was working 6 or 7 hours per day, and I was doing nothing. I mean, it was, I was thinking, I'm losing my time. I'm not being productive at all
productive, yeah,
during
yeah,
months. But this is not just the first month. No, it was during months. I mean,
yes,
trying to be productive, having a seat and thinking, okay, today I'm going to, like, as a job, as a normal job, as a paid job, 8 hours or 7 hours, but it was not working. And that is more frustrating, because when the time is, I mean, gone, you are thinking, wow, and now what?
I agree with you. Because you know, you on the weekends, like we usually have that opportunity to like blow off some steam or go and like take a step back from your work. But because we've been doing this every day, day in, day out, and I get what you're saying, because I get so angry with myself when I'm not productive. But you'll have those weeks of being like, I don't feel like I've progressed, or and then you'll have weeks of being like, oh yes, I've done so well. But in past years, when we've not progressed for a week, we've got the weekend, blow off a bit of steam. Then the week after that, you're like, yeah, I'm back. Like I'm doing it again. Whereas this time, there wasn't many ways you can like enjoy, like even things like I was saying to someone, I used to go and do my design book sometimes in a cafe instead of, you know, at uni or the library or in my home, at my desk at home. I'd rather go sometimes to a coffee shop and sit there and do my work, because it's just environment, changing your environment is so important. But being in the same space and trying to create your, it does sometimes. Like my
Yeah.
most enjoyable part of the day is sometimes cleaning up my room. Like that gives me excitement now, and I'm like, I can't believe this is what I'm excited about. But yeah. So you've said, okay, we've had this conversation just before. Like you're also in a unique position of starting to do design at a later stage for you, and so in terms of your motivation, everything's slightly different, and it's like on a shorter time scale than I think other people from our class. So how have you found that for other students? Like if you could give advice to other students on how you felt that are in your same position.
Don't take it too seriously. I mean, mm, it's quite, don't know. For me, it's not being good. I mean, for me, it's like I should like stay more calm, and I shouldn't think as much as I'm thinking. And don't know. Obviously, it's a degree, and you should care because it's your future. I mean, it's an important thing. But when I was young, I didn't care, and I was more happy. I mean, I was living my life in the happiest way. And now everything is like, I'm going to have time to finish this, I'm going to do that. Oh no, it's not working. And you are worried all the time. You are like anxious all the time. Yeah, it's
It's hard,
not.
you care, like it's because you care so much, but then it's so important to care so much, because I think sometimes when
Yeah,
we're younger we
I
don't.
don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it's, I mean, I care, and I mean, I shouldn't care that much, but I don't know. It's like when you are young, you have all the time to finish things, you know. And now it's like, this is my time, or I'm finishing it now, or I'm not going to finish it, you know. And that is a little bit of pressure, that you are adding. Well, not a little bit, it's a pressure that you are adding.
Yeah.
I'm adding that pressure to myself. I mean, this is happening now, and maybe probably if I'm not finishing it now, I'm not going to finish it, and then I need to finish it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, when I was young, I didn't do it. Don't know why, because I didn't care, and now I'm caring more than I should.
Yeah, it must
And
be.
I
Yeah.
just, yeah, I'm wishing to finish, to don't know, to bring back that calm again to myself, to my brain or something like that, to switch off a little bit.
Yeah. I think after this as well, like being able to leave the house, and it's like when you leave, obviously you're in a unique position, but you can still have that kind of time of just something else other than just your work and other than design. Like you can take that time to relax in whatever makes you happy and then come back to it. And obviously you still are putting pressure on yourself, but you still get to step away and think, okay, I feel a bit more calm. Whereas now all you're thinking is you're living and breathing this degree, because that's all we can do at the moment. So yeah, it is a lot of pressure. But so obviously, after what you've said, where do you see yourself in the fashion industry? Like, what would you want from the future for yourself? And is it in the fashion? Like, what do you want from the future?
The answer for that is I just want to be happy. I mean, I was thinking long time ago. Don't know if I had. I'm thinking if I will have 20 years old, probably I would like to work, I don't know, in New York, or I don't know, anywhere far away from here. I would like to learn from different experiences, different, don't know, brands, or maybe factories, or don't know. I would like to learn lots of things. But now, if you are asking me what's your plan, my plan is going back to Spain and do an internship, do a few courses, I mean, and start a small business and be happy and quiet, because of course fashion industry is so intense.
Yeah,
you know
it is.
the time, I mean, collection times, blah blah blah, I mean, um don't know. Of course, there are different kind of business designers, retailers. I don't know, but I don't want to feel myself under that kind of pressure. I mean, all the time, boom, boom. No, because I'm not good on managing that pressure. And don't know. I prefer to be more, don't know, quiet.
And like if you started, when you said you want to start your own kind of business, you're in control of like the deadlines, you're in control of how many collections you might do, or if it's not collections, how many pieces you might design, and you're in complete control of everything. So that is when you would be happier. And like even things like you said, you want to go back to Valencia and learn how to use the grass, what's that fabric called again?
Esparto Grass.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
you want to
the plan
learn
was,
that.
the plan is uh, to learn different techniques with different materials. And I think my first plan, it will be to make a collection with that kind of materials.
Yeah.
Just maybe just for myself, just for a museum, because there are no wearable things, but just for a catwalk or something like that. But yeah, I'm really, really interested on that. And when this, I'm not using this, and I don't want this anymore, I can just throw it away, and it will on the field, and it will be like normal.
Sustainable. Yeah.
Yeah, and that is one of my priorities or my ideas. Yeah,
That I think
no,
that, yeah. I think for me, I have this, and I think you seem to have it. Is like it's exciting to like learn from your own culture and where you come from, and to go back and learn off your own people, and because each culture in each country have their own like own style or own ways of, you know, artistic embroidery, or just everything's so different in each culture that when you're learning from your own, it is exciting. And to go back and learn off your own people, there's like, I don't know, it's just, there's something different when it's with your people sometimes. Do you find that?
Yeah, yeah, it's quite nice. Yeah. And for example, as a person, when I'm seeing things from other countries, I don't know, maybe a fabric, or maybe it's so, don't know, so usual to you, for you to see that kind of fabrics or that kind of embroidery or that kind of, don't know, shape. But for me, it's quite surprising, like, oh wow, I can use this in a different way, or I can, don't know. And as a person, it's really important to open your mind.
Yeah.
And for example, I have lots of Spanish friends that they never I mean, they are living all all their lives at the same small village, you
Mhm.
know. And when you are arriving there and you are asking them questions, you are talking, and they are quite, yeah, yeah, it's nice, but I mean, it's not, don't know, the thing, or the knowledge that gives you, like, travel around the world, have knowledge about different countries, about different things, that is, for me, that is life. It's life. I
Yeah.
mean, it's more ideas, more creativity, more, don't know, it's life.
And also sometimes when you take a step back from, like, obviously you moved to Edinburgh and you've taken a step back, and then to go back, you appreciate it so much more, or you appreciate these skills, or you appreciate your inspiration points are maybe something that other people from Spain might not appreciate as much as you, because you've left and you've come back and you miss being at home, and then you've been able to create something so beautiful. So we've been talking for quite a long time, so I'm going to start to wrap up now. I've asked you already what advice you would give, but I want to ask you, what have you learned most about yourself as a person and as a designer?
I think as a designer, I think I have lots of things to learn. I think, I mean, I think I can be a good designer, but I have lots of things to learn still. Yeah, I have a degree, or I will have a degree, but it's like this is just the starting point.
Mm,
It's like you are 4 or 5 years preparing yourself to go outside
yeah,
of your room or outside of university. But at the end, you don't know how this industry is working, you know? Then this is, I think the designer's path is a path that you are learning constantly, and you are building your path constantly. And you, one day you decide that your path is going to be red, and 2 hours after, your path is going to be blue.
yeah, you
You
are so
know?
right with that. Yeah.
Then everything, the things that I learn is like everything can happen, you know, and we will see. I mean, you don't need to take a strong decision now, you know.
Exactly, yeah.
Maybe now I'm saying I'm gonna be this and this and this and this, and I'm gonna do this, and in 2 months I'm changing my mind, you know. As a designer, I just think that you should design things that you like, things that you really think that they're gonna be work, and if they don't work, you just learn from that.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think it's good though the way you're saying it is, because like I used to get really irritated at myself because I used to change what I wanted to do all the time. It would always be around design or something artistic, but where I saw myself working or what country I wanted to, I still change all the time. But I used to get irritated about it. But I think I realized you have to let go. And what you're saying is like, it's so important to be flexible about what you want to do in life, because you're right, as designers, it is constantly changing. Everything's changing. And another thing you said, which I liked, was we're consistently inspired by everything around us. And so yeah, it is important to try to, if we can, to be able to travel, or read books or watch things about other people and other cultures, because it's important to learn about everyone around us so we can include different cultures and we can learn off different cultures. So I like that you said that. I think that's important.
Yeah, I mean, we need to adapt ourselves. I mean, this is not a job that you are like when you are in a factory every day trying to make the same pieces. I mean, or, this is like a chain. This is not a chain. I mean, you don't know where are you going to be tomorrow. And if don't know, who knows if tomorrow, don't know, a company is contacting you and saying, offering you a job and you didn't expect it,
Yeah.
or maybe tomorrow you are thinking, oh, there is a job here, I'm going to apply, and who knows.
Yeah.
Life is just enjoy now, enjoy now, because tomorrow, who knows,
Yeah, you're
it can be
right.
better but it can be worse. And life is, I'm thinking this, I don't know where I saw that, but life is like a heartbeat. I mean, it's sometimes up, sometimes down, but when it's playing, you are dead. No,
Oh,
but
yeah. That's a good
yeah,
one. I like that one. Yeah.
yeah, it's fun to play ups and downs, ups and downs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better up than down, of course, but sometimes if you are staying down, you are learning as well from
Yeah.
yourself.
And
I mean,
also, I was saying this because you know how some people like, oh, like it's so good to be happy all the time. Like I completely agree, and it's good to be positive or whatever. But you're so right. You learn from the downs. So when I have failed or when things do go wrong, it's like I'll be like, oh, okay, this is bad. Like I'll take it how it is, and then after I'll be like, okay, cool. Like I'll learn from it. Or even when you have downs, you can't appreciate the good times if you don't have bad times. It makes you appreciate all the good times so much more when some things do go wrong or you are down, because when it does happen and it is going well, you're like, oh, I've got to this point, and you even feel that you're proud of yourself for getting to that point of being up. Because if you're always up, 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 when you go down, because everyone has to go down at one point in life, it will be a shock to you. So it's good to be like that sometimes.
life, life is difficult for I don't know, for most of the people, but if you never have that very big problems, uh, you are not building yourself as a person, because I mean, life is, well, if you are lucky and you did never have this kind of problems or some illness or something like that, you never know. But when you are going through that, you, for example, my auntie had cancer 3 or 4 years ago, then you can appreciate that when now somebody is saying, oh, my mom had cancer or my family had cancer or something like that. I mean, it's not about that, but it's about thing. It's an illness, or something happened, something which is affecting you. Then you know how it's going to affect yourself, and you are learning from that. At the end, it's just a path that you are learning all the time. Life is like that. Experiences.
Yeah.
You are collecting your experiences, bad experiences, good experiences. But to have good experiences, you need to have bad experiences.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if not, if you don't have bad experiences, you are not appreciating the good ones.
Yeah, no,
I
I
mean,
agree. You're right. You're so right. Um, well, we're gonna wrap up now, but thank you so, so much for coming and talking us through your collection and also giving us all some life advice, which was actually really helpful. Um, but where can people find you on social media if they want to look up your work and follow your journey? What is your Instagram?
yeah, I have an Instagram. It's called Carmineta. Then just have a look, and if you like, I need to upload more things, but yeah, I
Yeah.
will be there.
I'll put your Instagram in the caption in the bio and tag you and everything. But yeah, thank you so much for coming, and thank you to everyone who watched. Like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. But yeah, it was nice talking to you. I miss you
Yeah.
so much.